pretty dangerous to me.
The fault.
But I prevailed in the end.
I guess that's a bit
so
embarrassing.
I'm happy, of course. Okay, we'll go for the old
Lose against F3. But hopefully he'll play it again next game.
Let's see what he's prepared.
We'll have some fun.
If anything. Yeah.
So he has to play c6 or bishop e6.
c4.
Yes, I'm threatening knight takes f7.
I think he was going bishop e6.
So yeah.
Let's see what it does. Just
black has a playable position if slightly worse. Normally the bishop on e6 is not well placed. It blocks the the pawn on e7.
I don't remember your theory here, so I'm basically improvising.
Allows the possibility of me.
One of the points here is I wanna, with going bishop e6, is I wanna possibly save on c6 so that I can go c5 in one go at some point.
Oh, so that was his plan all along. Yeah, let's play that.
And I may have some
rook e5, bg7. I'm really tempted to sacrifice the exchange. With rook takes e6.
If you had moved the knight, like knight f3,
but maybe probably not enough.
e3, win the bishop pair, bishop c4. And even though I'm
after knight e5, rook e5, bg7, and rook e6, f6, queen e2, you can play queen d6, and he doesn't have to castle short.
Rook e1
this game is very safe
to me.
Well,
okay, I'm gonna take it. And
so
then I think I'm gonna go bishop g7.
Probably should just head.
Because I feel like, obviously the exchange sack
then we get this
is a very
where it's
typical theme, but as long as I can castle queenside, the weakening of my king is not.
Yeah, so I totally didn't manage to guess Magnus' opening choices today.
So I have an idea here.
I thought he would go for
knight c3
the main line
is not very attractive to me because
and with black
knight c3 happens and then he gets to develop with tempo. I can go bishop.
No one could have predicted he would
knight
play
e3, and then if he goes bishop b5 check, I go c6. I take, he takes.
That was a total shame.
And if bishop's either bishop c3, bishop e3, or f e3,
but I've done it before.
b4, I go c5. Now I've sacked a pawn, but I
think get disconnected.
Get some positional compensation. There is this to the Banters for Tuesday night. That's the question.
Don't know if Magnus got disconnected.
Whatever. Enough wasted time. I'll just castle.
But maybe he was calculating knight c3 there instead of castling. And knight c3 to try to win the bishop pair.
Yeah.
Would be an interesting choice because the bishop pair is an advantage in chess.
That he was gonna sack in exchange.
It's having the bishop pair generally is a slight advantage.
I can go c5. Not crazy about that move.
It's very tempting to just take on e6 one day and just sacrifice the exchange.
Okay.
But my queen side is still.
Let me go for a5 instead.
Still undeveloped.
c4
if my knight were on f3, then you don't have to think twice to take on e6.
I thought I had the opportunity to play dynamically now. The idea is knight b4.
Bishop e6, queen d1, rook d1,
and
c2.
Bishop e6 is met by queen d1, followed by knight takes c2. So I'm not sure he's really in time to consolidate. Obviously, if he was in time to take on e6 and then protect c2, my position would be a wreck, positionally speaking. But I don't think he's in time, and thus I should be fine. If you'd gone c3, instead of
but some of his moves are shocking.
Protecting against the threat of a4, I wouldn't have been able to do this.
C3.
And I would have had to play, in a normal,
so what
slightly passive play.
Bishop a2, knight a1.
This way, I'm pretty happy.
Knight a3.
Because the whole construction with the bishop on g7, the knight on b4, and everything, all of it makes sense as long as white doesn't get to play c3. And I don't really think c3 is a is an attractive option here. Because I can just go knight d3, or even better, I go queen d1, bishop d1, knight d3, and I actually win material because both c1 and e1 cannot be protected. So in general, I think I'm achieving some of my positional goals here, and I have quite some pressure against his queen side. Probably knight c3 is the best move here. Then I take on b3.
Just make a move.
Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I don't take back. No automatic moves. I take on c2. And if he takes on f7, I will be a pawn down, but I'm not even remotely worried about that. His rook will be poorly placed on a2. I will get rook f to d8, exploiting his somewhat
spending too much time.
Development. And
this is not like my other match.
Here as well, I think just
where I was
doing
generally
fine. If I'd gone for, let's say, knight b4, his rook would have had an avenue into the game via d2 or e2. But now, well, he does get the rook into the game, but at least
he's playing so well.
Pick out the knight b4.
As expected.
To create a threat against d3. And if knight d2, I'll go rook c8 probably. And here I'll go bishop.
I should just play fast, right? If I lose, then I just deal with it.
So knight c4, I'll take on b3, and I think I should be better.
Knight c5, b4, rook c2, knight c5. Yeah, sorry, I'm not talking as much. Just positions are very difficult.
See what he does. This. No, I probably got a trade. Yeah, he's probably going to be able to
badly need not to lose this game.
Okay, rook c7. Let's try and make it a little difficult for him.
That was his strategy.
I'm obviously short on time, but we're playing on increments, so it shouldn't be a major issue.
Yeah, I guess he's got
rook b3
he can move the
bishop. Move, protecting the bishop on a3.
a4.
And now I do have bishop c1. I feel like he might have missed that. We'll take this one. Go e5.
Okay, rook b5. He's got some pressure on the second rank.
Now it's going to be a draw for sure.
Yeah, he can. I can trade the queen side pawns off, and then we get 4 versus 3 endgame.
Take an a6.
He's gonna try to
e6.
Squeeze the.
Yeah, this is pretty clear.
I don't know if he can win this though.
But I will obviously try.
Let's see. They're playing king f1.
Push a little bit, seeing as I do have an extra pawn.
e3, fe3.
Okay, I'll go e5.
Okay, e3.
c2.
I'm gonna put the rook on d3.
Okay, now rook d3. E3 is coming.
Yeah, that's his plan.
Not 100% trivial.
Rook d3 and shoot. He's got some e3 move.
Pretty far from
too slow,
actually, as the knights who say knee would not say.
F3.
Oh, f3. That was his
f3 got king e4.
Okay, that was an.
Oh, he still got rook g2.
Still.
What do? I look for freaking.
He had rook b4 there, maybe. And then he would be able to trap my rook.
Should be a draw, right? Rook h3. Shoot. Rook h3. Check.
King f6. Check. King f6. We'll go back with the king.
So hard to
and
play.
we're hoping that
so little time.
King is kind of
Such
shut off.
Good moves by black.
Push h4.
Makes it very hard to defend.
Okay, we'll push again.
He's got rook h5. Shoot.
It's not immediately obvious to me that this is a draw.
Rook c2. King h6. My king's cut off.
Okay, I think we have to get the rook behind.
Okay, how does he win this though?
King goes.
Rook a8. Shoot.
Still, he cannot take because the pawn ending is lost. So it's not at all obvious. We'll go check, take on f4, Rook F3, and now I win the game.
He even had this freak.
It's a little reminiscent of the game he won against Maxim in the quarterfinals, where he won
by Magnus.
completely drawn.